Hi everybody, this is Laura from Haunted Ramblings, and I am here at the Oswatomie State Hospital Memorial Cemetery. And this is a really unique, very sad cemetery. There are a total of 346 headstones, numbered 1 through 346. I had seen this several times driving through, and I finally one day decided I had to stop. I had to have Alan stop and say, I need to see what this is all about. Because they're all the same size. They're all in a row. So, after I was in here and seen that they were just numbered headstones, I had done some research and found out that these are all patients of the Oswatomie State Mental Asylum. They are patients that died between 1870s and 1960s. And there are only 2 graves here that were claimed by family members. All the rest of these graves nobody knows who is in them. And it's just a really sad situation when you stop and think about it. These people died while they were in the Insane Asylum, the state hospital. It started out being called the Kansas Insane Asylum. Like I said, only 2 of these were replaced by family members over the years. And I'm coming up on one right now. To keep their privacy, I won't show the headstone. I'll just kind of show part of it right there. In that one, she died in 1933. She lived from January 1875 to October 1933. And she would have been, a lot of these are like, you can't see them very well. Get just right. I'm trying to find numbers on. This looks like number, some of them you can't see. 160, 161, this is 159. So, 158, she would have been number 157. The Insane Asylum started as a 2-story farmhouse type structure and only had 4 people when it first started, and then they had to gradually grow and it became very large. The next place was a gentleman, and his grave number was 279, and he was born in 1880 and died in 1941. And again, this is in Oswatomie, Kansas. And this is just off from Highway 169. And here we have one, number 230. The tree has pretty much devoured the headstone. There is a list of who all died, but the list is sealed. And the reason for that is, originally, these graves were at the site of the actual insane asylum. These were not here. These were moved here. So some of these are not even, these are just memorial headstones. Some of these have people buried under them. Probably the two with the headstones on them probably do have actual people under them. Sorry about that, guys. For some reason my SD card said it was full and shut my phone off. It's done that to me before, even though it's not full. So we're going to finish this up. Anyhow, as I was saying, there are, like I said, 2 headstones that have been replaced. But records show that from 1874 to 1928, the unclaimed bodies of patients were buried in a different area of the northwest corner of the hospital grounds. They weren't even buried here. The dead were buried elsewhere, but where they were buried still remains a mystery. So there's still people buried, and they don't know where. In 1928, the headstones from the old cemetery were moved to the current memorial site, which is where we are now. But the bodies were left behind. So from 1928 to the 1960s, not all the bodies were brought here. In the 1960s, the hospital constructed the new Adair buildings on the old cemetery site, where the bodies still remain. But to not disturb the dead, they built the new buildings on a slab foundation. So what we're seeing here today is a mix of just memorial headstones and a mix of actual graves. the hospital records that identified which ones are memorial headstones and which ones are actual graves are sealed. So unless you happen to be a family member that had claimed your deceased loved one, or no way to claim it, it would be very difficult to know which one of these has a loved one in them and which one is just a memorial marker with a number on it, representing a patient that died at the insane asylum. So, this is just something I kind of wanted to bring everybody to because I thought this was just a very unique, sad, little cemetery. A lot of history involved around why people in the 1800s were admitted into insane asylums. And there's marker 346. If I have time today, I'm going to attempt to go to where the old main building used to be. See if I can get you some footage there. Marker 222 also. There's some over there. Again, this is the Oswatomie State Hospital Memorial Cemetery. I hope you like this. A lot of lost souls here, but a lot more will be at the Adair building site, which the Adair buildings no longer are in existence. So. Well, again, this is Laura with Haunted Ramblings. Thank you. Hit that like button for me. Share my videos. And thank you so much for watching. And have a wonderful day. And get out and enjoy. Bye-bye. Many things can be haunted. Our homes, buildings, bridges, asylums, cemeteries, objects, even our hearts, souls, bodies, minds, even our eyes. We hear things in the night that we cannot explain, feel things we cannot unfeel. We may hunt the unexplained and the lost souls, but sometimes we become the hunted. These things make up the Haunted Ramblings.